But he gets like this external awareness that some weird shit's going on, so he's kind of like trying to figure that out, but also like trying to live his life. So long story short, they're severed.
So let's bring us back.
We're severed. Hi, it's Megan.
And it's Bree.
And we just want to talk about TV.
Welcome to our podcast,
Unseriesous. Each episode, we're going to cover a TV show, new or old, and have a silly little conversation about it.
So grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's get unserious.
Hi, kids. What's for dinner?
For dinner. I turned it off. Oh my god.
Don't squeeze it. Okay.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Unseriesous, our first episode in 2025.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
2025.
There's years already off to a freaking wacko start.
That's a great start.
Is this better? See more of the bookshelf? Now I'm like way out.
Just get out of my shot.
So if you're listening, you might notice it sounds different. If you're watching, you might notice it looks a little diff.
That we have these tiny ass mics.
We're trying out these tiny mics, so first of all, you're gonna have to let us know how it sounds.
And I'm on a beanbag and Megan's
On the fucking floor.
on the floor.
I'm trying to fix our mise en scène.
Yeah, but let us know if this sounds good.
Yeah, we probably won't be sitting here forever, but if we
Yeah.
can use these mics, that would be nice at least some of the time.
Yeah.
Help us edit and things because it's connecting directly to the video already without having to sync up separate audio.
If only our mics did that. That's a game changer.
Yeah. Well, if we got like more expensive mics, it would do it, but yeah, we don't have time for that unless Amy Poehler sees this once. Yes, giveaway, but for us.
Giveaway.
Once
Amy sees it.
Yeah, so that's our goal for 2025 is for Amy to see this and this just keep going up.
We're
Only up.
Only up.
But if these mics sound worse,
Well,
I guess let us know.
I guess
I think we'll just have to use. I
Go
just
off in the
can't
comments.
hold them all the
roast
way
our
up.
asses.
Yeah, let us know because I know people do that anyway. Anyway, with peace, love, and respect, approach us with nothing but respect.
Church goes
Button to the top.
Those ballet ass.
Yeah, be honest.
Yeah, just be honest.
But for now, I guess since it's our first episode of the season, or I guess it's technically still season 3.
Still season 3, but it's a new year.
It's a new year, but
And
mostly same us, but the vibes are different.
the vibes are a little fucking weird right now, especially because I'm in this beanbag.
Yeah, Bree's in a beanbag. I'm on the ground, and we're just trying to figure things out. We're a little delayed. We meant to post this episode like a couple weeks ago. We were supposed to be at Chili's, but we went to Chili's and more in TikTok instead and did that on our own time.
We had to do that with ourselves.
But so we're recording this on Sunday, January 19th, and TikTok's back.
We were mourning TikTok, and it was gone for like 12 hours.
Yeah, so
The drama.
I would say still follow us there. That's where we like to post our little clips, but is it going to go away again?
I hope not. That was the worst 12
That
hours
was-
of my life.
Felt so sick to my
On Reels,
stomach.
I felt like physically ill.
Physically ill on YouTube Shorts.
Like, oh no.
I would like to post on YouTube Shorts, but I don't know how. I tried once.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out one day. But for now, we think it's back. We will not be thanking Donald J. Trump, though, for that. Fuck that
Fuck
guy.
you.
It's always still fuck Donald Trump. If he
He's
brings
the one who started it.
Yeah, let's all remember that. Don't fall for
remember where it
his
came
propaganda.
from. Yeah, he just wants to look like the good guy here.
Yeah, so we don't support that, but hopefully TikTok sticks around for everyone else's sake. Anyway, so that's happening. That's weird.
That's really weird.
I guess Trump's president now, which is weird. We don't have to talk about that. Remember, this is a safe space to complain and escape that.
Yeah. And that's why another reason why everything feels kind of freaking weird.
Yeah.
But you know what? It'll be fine.
We all just gotta stick together, and if he burns, or if we burn, he's gonna burn with us.
Yeah.
What else is going on? We're back in Chicago. When I'm back in Chicago, I feel it. We're like days away from new Joe music.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm excited, but
Egg.
nothing to really speak on. There's going to be a song called Egg, and I feel like I'm going to really resonate with that.
They fucked up his Instagram.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about that. While we're talking about TikTok, Instagram decided to get fucked up too, as if it wasn't already bad enough in Zuckerberg's America.
It looks
our whole feed is fucked. And we want to post more on Reels if TikTok is up in the air still and they look fucked up. So don't judge us for that. That's not our fault.
Yeah, sorry if he looks fucked up.
Yeah,
right
I guess
now.
we're gonna try to fix it maybe. Anyway, that's exhausting. Follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Watch our shorts if we start posting here.
Watch our short. Follow me on Red Note, Measles Famous.
Oh yeah. Toby got a couple views. Toby's soft launching on Red Note.
Soft launch on Red Note.
Our pets on Red Note.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to Red Note.
If Red Note pops off, follow us there too. We'll see. But I guess for now TikTok might be here still.
I guess she's here.
We'll see. Anyway, but it's a new year and we watched a lot of TV last year. Should we?
Jesus
I
Christ.
meant to. You know what we did last year is we went through and looked at a definitive ranking of all of our pods, like of how they ranked on the unseriesous scale. We can do that in a different one. But I forgot about that. But I was gonna go through the pods we did last year.
We did because we did a full. It was our first full year.
Yeah,
So we
2024
watched a lot of TV.
was big for us. Hold on, I'm on my way.
I'm gonna flip off this speaker.
I hope you do. Okay.
Flip my shit.
So our first pod last year, I think was we were predicting the Emmys because the Emmys had been delayed because of the strike. We did 3 seasons of Glee. The Buccaneers. I wonder when the Buccaneers is coming back. We're talking about when are our shows coming back. So hopefully that'll come back soon with Miss Leighton Meester. I wonder what they're doing with Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Aren't they supposed to have new Mr. and Mrs. Smiths?
Yeah. Where's that?
Percy Jackson and the Olympians. We're supposed to get another season of that.
Back.
Shrinking. We're going to do another Shrinking pod next week, I think. My Life with the Walter Boys. I hope that's coming back soon.
Yeah, me too.
Our favorite show.
That's my favorite show. I got to put on my vest.
And then we did a couple seasons of Pretty Liars, seasons 2 and seasons 3. I think season 4 is cooking up. We're about halfway done with it, so it's getting ready. Artful Dodger was one of our most poppin' pods.
And that's coming back.
Yes, officially. I think that's because of us.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I think it is because of us.
I agree. And then we did a couple seasons of One Tree Hill. We'll see what we do season 4. I feel like we're saving that. We need Madison to fly in.
Madison's flying in.
Like, hey, when she comes to visit, we're like, we can't do anything. We actually have to film 7 pods.
For the day, we actually have to film some pods right now.
Fleabag was a good one. That was probably one of my favorite rewatches. We ranked every Taylor Swift song and ranked Tortured Poets, Baby Reindeer, Apples Never Fall. We watched Dairy Girls. That was probably one of my favorites too.
So good.
Max and Hall was our biggest podcast yet.
Max and Hall really I don't know. It really I didn't expect to feel the way I felt.
Yeah, it kind of just hit. It did exactly what it was supposed to.
It kind of was a binge that just
changed lives.
Yeah, it needed to change lives.
And season 2 is coming.
Yeah, don't worry.
Our most criminally underrated podcast, I think, is our Hacks podcast. What the fuck?
Literally, that's the best show, and nobody watched it.
Yeah, Emmys and Golden Globes winning show.
If you haven't watched it, watch it, and then listen to our pod.
Pleek.
Get ready.
Bridgerton was a good one. We did all the Cinderella stories.
You know how it is.
The Bear was interesting. Hopefully,
The Bear was definitely something.
There was certainly something, and hopefully season 4 is something else.
Season 4 better. Yeah.
We did High School Musicals. We did Pirates of the Caribbean. Those were our trilogies of the year according to Letterboxd. My Lady Jane, RIP, bring that back.
Yeah, that's sad.
I'm a little still pissed about that. We started Parks and Rec. Maybe we'll do some more Parks and Rec this year. The Mamma Mia's. That was also underrated.
Yeah, the fuck? Where is everybody?
Come on, guys. I thought Mamma Mia was everyone's favorite movie ever.
I thought bitches love Mamma Mia.
We're going to try to do Wicked this year because the second Wicked will come out, and maybe we'll watch Wizard of Oz so we can make it a series so it can count for the pod.
Wicked.
We can't break format. We did all the Emily Henrys, and there's going to be a new one coming out this year. And People We Meet on Vacation, the movie. I'm thrilled.
I'm thrilled.
I hope we get some more casting too. We predicted more
some
Emmys.
Good casting.
Please. There's so much material for good casting that I hope.
I just think all of these are going to take 75 years to come out.
We're going to find out that they're making her 6th book into a movie before we know who's casted anything else.
No.
Please. Perfect Couple. Criminals.
Dollars, criminals.
Good Girls
That
Guide
was
to
kinda
Murder.
weird, but also the vibe.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I was laughing.
I was
Should I have
so-
been? I don't know.
I don't know.
Like and subscribe, and we'll go watch Baby Girl.
Bye. We'll go to the theater. We'll go to AMC
Yeah, in
in
Evanston.
Evanston, and we'll
Go
watch
to the-
Baby Girl.
And then go to the Chili's.
Mhm.
Greta Gerwig says the best time to watch movies are at 10 a.m. and 4 a.m. because you can have lunch and dinner afterwards and discuss.
So true.
And have
Let's
like,
go see Baby Girl at 10 a.m.
Okay.
I'll get a Coke.
give me one of those,
Give
an
me one
icy
of
Coke.
those. Give me one of those.
Nobody Wants This, Heartstopper season 3,
Oh, Nick and Shaw.
Nick and Char, Good Girls Guide to Murder.
Yes.
We did all the Twilights and Halloween Towns in
Oh,
October.
I can't believe we have to do Twilight again.
Yeah, that was a good one.
We just keep
It
doing
had solid amount of views, and it felt good when we were doing it.
Yeah, it was fun.
We just were in Gag City.
Oh, we kept going, Gag.
We kept going to Gag City. We ranked some couples. We watched Agatha. We watched Only Murders. I don't know what's gonna happen to English teacher.
I know.
I don't want to address that. That's none of our business. But fuck that.
I know.
People, do you see someone commented on our Instagram and they were like, "Hey," and I was
know,
like,
and I'm like, okay, well, we
what,
didn't
what,
know.
what are we supposed to do about that? It's not
We're
our
watching a show.
what we did.
Yeah.
We're not getting canceled.
I didn't do shit.
We didn't do anything wrong,
Yeah.
and that's all I have to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Christmas movies and Outer Banks. Rounded out the year with in the OBX.
Thank God we ended the year with my man John B. I'm realizing I wore this last time in the Outer Banks. That's so embarrassing.
That is so embarrassing.
Oh my God, I'm
You're blushing.
so embarrassed.
Your face, poise your face, right?
Oh my God. I wore
Um,
that yesterday.
listen, I probably wear this sweatshirt a lot. I had to wear my Amy Poehler sweatshirt for Severance.
Well, fuck.
Ben and Leslie forever. But yeah, what would you say was some of your favorite watches last year? Even if we didn't, well, I guess let's start with what we did on the pod. But if there were some that like maybe you watched too that weren't on the pod,
Let me hold on.
are you on
I
TV
just wanna
time?
look at my TV time.
Oh, we're not
make
even. We
sure.
can't even discuss yet. But 911,
Yeah, don't even fucking bring my boys in. My
Doctor
gay
Odyssey. I don't think everyone's ready for the Doctor Odyssey pod this spring.
No one's ready. It's gonna
We're
be
not
so
ready.
awful. I think we should make the filter like look like we're in heaven.
It's just like really bright lights. I can do that.
That'd be so fun.
I can get a headache watching our pod.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I would say some of my favorites. Everything. Wait, no,
Yeah.
I look at it. I really, really liked Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And One Day.
Oh, one day. I didn't even say that. That was another underrated pod.
One Day fucked me up.
One day was a peak in a pit because
Yeah.
ow.
And then he was crying for like.
Yeah, I cried on the pod and for what?
You're crying.
We need to run it back and people are gonna have to go like and subscribe.
We need to run it back to how many times you cried on the pod.
Oh my
Was it
god.
A lot?
I don't know when I would have
You
cried.
teared up.
I gotta look back at them again and think about when I would have cried.
We gotta.
I don't know. I definitely cried during One Day.
God
Did I
bless.
cry during Fleabag? Maybe. I cried. Didn't I cry during Nobody Wants This? Or I was like, I could cry if I think about it too much.
Yeah.
I think Mr. and Mrs. Smith and One Day were also high on my list.
I liked Hacks.
Hack season 3 changed lives, but apparently not enough to watch our podcast about it.
No, literally. What the fuck?
Changed
It
our lives.
my life.
That's all
No
that
one
matters.
watched it. What else? I liked a lot of things.
I had a crash out hyperfixation during Bridgerton. Let's take a moment for that.
Yeah, let's really pour
Let's
one
re-
out for that.
let's
hyperfixation.
Revisit my Bridgerton era that lasted maybe 3 months. And it was such a high for me.
Man.
And now I look back on it and it's so interesting. I feel like we've talked about this a couple times on the pod. It's like when you have like such a strong hyperfixation and then it just kind of like goes away. And it's like you still love it. Like when I see Bridgerton stuff, like I still feel such warmth and fondness and love for that show and those characters, especially my Colin and Penn this year. But it's kind of become what Kate and Anthony are, which is like I love them so much, but it doesn't give me that buzz like the same degree. Like it still like is great. But like, well, I think we'll have to wait till I guess next year, and then I'll slowly start freaking out over Benedict.
A slow
It's his
freak out.
time. It's his time. So that's what's fun is hyperfixations can return.
Yeah, I wasn't in the hyperfixation for that, but I did have little tea sandwiches.
That was good. It was fun.
And I enjoyed it.
And Pipple.
But I don't like Colin.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Remember that.
My poor Colin. He's just a boy.
He's just a
I love Blind Lady Jane. Like I said, rip.
Agatha was a
Yeah.
big one for me. Love Agatha so much.
Yeah.
And loved Heartstopper.
Yeah. I think Nobody Wants This really did something to me. I rewatched it with my mother and sister over the holidays. That hit. I'm excited that they're supposed to start filming that soon.
Yes.
So hopefully we will get it in the not so distant future and it can come out at a regularly scheduled time. I guess what we're not saying is this year we're going to do a podcast on Stranger Things.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
I'm literally like 45 years old.
It's been 82 years. But I guess that's coming.
That's coming. There's a lot coming. I'm kind of tired.
Yeah. Okay. So what shows are you looking forward to most this year?
Yeah.
I think The Last of Us will be big.
Yeah, The Last of Us. I'm excited for Yellow Jacket.
Yes.
I'm excited for Squid Game season 3.
Oh yeah.
This last one.
Bree's gonna do a pod on it on her
I'm
own.
gonna do a pod on
Someone will do it with you.
Julia has to watch it.
Okay.
She's already a season in. What else?
Stranger Things I think will be good. Because
Because
that's one of the shows where I do hyperfixate on it when it's out, and then I still like enjoy content from it in between, but it's not like its peak. But I think it's gonna come back with a vengeance. Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully it'll be good.
Wait, it fucking sucks.
As long as Steve lives,
I think he's gonna die.
I think he's gonna. I actually think he's gonna
actually
live.
here for it.
Okay.
Wait, what?
If Steve lives, I win. I don't know what. But if Steve dies, you win, and the other person has to do something.
Oh my god! What? Hold on, I take
You
back
shook
the
it. You shook it.
I shook
We
it
still-
before you even said
Ava
anything.
shook my hand for the Slurpee, the slushy
Oh
thing
yeah,
for
that's
plate.
really
Well,
awesome.
we haven't done that yet, but we still have 3 seasons
When we
left.
were belligerent.
Yeah. What else?
What else?
White Lotus.
Yes.
I guess Buccaneers.
Buccaneers. I'm excited. Buccaneers. When I was in it, I was really fucking in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't wait. But now I'm out of it. But I can't wait for it to come back.
Yeah. So many hyperfixations to come.
So much mental.
So much mental illness yet to be had.
I am really excited for March for my 911
For 911 to come back.
and Dr. Odyssey.
Yeah.
I'm excited to secure the gay firefighters.
Please.
If it doesn't secure it, I'm logging out.
Yeah.
I love that we just jumped in.
Yeah, to be clear,
what season are they?
I know
on?
we'll explain it on the 911 pod, but we watched like the first season.
Like marking it on TV time is so funny because I just skipped. Like,
Yeah, well we watched it when it first started. Like we are
Yeah.
OGs.
don't get it, fucking.
But then from like season 3 through 8, or what are they on now? 8? 3 through 7 we did not
12.
touch. Like I would watch it in the distance like an in-law. Like it was one of my in-laws.
literally, I'd be like, what are these gays?
But we said
for?
it's time to lock in for them.
Yeah.
For canon. And Buck was already
Canon.
canon, but it's getting closer and closer to
I can taste the cannon.
full buddy canon. When Eddie, we should save this for the
We
pod.
should say it.
But when Eddie did the old time rock and roll, Tom
Like,
Cruise,
Hold on.
and then Buck showed up. Okay,
I'm
enough
like,
of
you're telling
that.
me he's straight.
Now
Hold on.
we're watching him on Pretty Little Liars right now, and it's an
Yes.
experience for like Arya's gay firefighter boyfriend.
That's
Anyway,
his only name. That's his legal name.
gay firefighter number
Number
2,
two.
to be clear. So more to come. Much to talk
That's
about this year.
exciting.
Maybe we'll watch Ravenswood. We said we're gonna do Pretty Little Liars season 4, but if you want to watch our Ravenswood podcast, you have to follow our Patreon.
Yeah,
So don't get it twisted.
that's so funny. The only thing, but it would be the only thing ever on Patreon.
Yeah.
Just be
And maybe a couple of sexy pics from Julia, according to her.
She said that.
Okay, so
Oh, sorry.
other than TV, I'm trying to think of other big things. I guess we already said Taylor Swift album came out. There's a lot of good albums. Taylor Swift.
Brat.
It was a Brat summer.
Brat.
A
What else?
Sabrina Carpenter
Sabrina
espresso
was
moment.
big.
Yeah, we saw her.
Yeah, we did.
That was fun.
We went to Pitchfork and Lollapalooza.
Yeah, no, rip Pitchfork in Chicago. Where's it going?
I love Pitchfork.
We just became Pitchfork fans just for it to leave. Are we joking?
Are we joking?
Are we joking? And then what else?
What other big?
Like you said, we did our podcast for a full year. Now we're
did
going to
that.
our second full year.
And we stayed so consistent.
Yeah. So we're gonna try again this year. If there's any shows you think we should watch in February, let us know.
Yeah, it's getting dark out here.
It's like there's a lot of shows that are on right now and will come out in like the spring but won't end until later. So we're gonna have so many pods in like late spring, early summer, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
But before then, I guess, I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Maybe we'll do an Oscars thing. I don't know.
We'll just make shit up.
We'll just write our own show. Speaking of movies, what were movies? I'd have to look at my letterbox, but I know Saturday Night I loved.
I'm a big movie person.
Yeah, Brie.
Challengers.
Challengers was big. Oh, that was one of the best, I think.
New Moon.
What? Just forever.
Just New Moon forever.
Always New Moon. Wicked obviously was amazing.
Wicked.
I need to see more movies.
Wait, what else was there?
What else did we go to the movies for? We saw Saturday Night, we saw Challengers, we saw Twist. Oh, in 40X. Okay, that's top of the list.
That hit. Oh, that's number one.
That was probably one of the most fun movie going experiences.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Wicked twice.
Okay, that's fun.
And I've seen it a third time since it's been out digitally.
I've seen it once.
Yikes.
I don't even remember it.
I want to see. Well, I don't know. Everyone has so many mixed opinions about these Oscar movies, and
movies.
To be honest, none of them, like, even without mixed opinions, none of them are like really pulling me to want to watch. Except for I want to watch A Real Pain,
which is streaming.
Okay, so let's watch.
Mm-hmm.
I want to watch. Nosferatu isn't really an Oscar movie though, but that's newer. I want to see. Again, people have mixed feelings about it, but I still want to watch it. I don't know if I want to watch Emilia Perez. Now, did you hear The Brutalist used AI?
Yes. They lost me.
I'm out. Like, I'm fully out now.
I know.
I was already getting pulled out. Arriving today. What is it?
It's Maisel's food.
Great.
And it's the next stop.
Oh.
Okay.
Well.
Just had to say that.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
We're aware. Good luck getting out of the beanbag.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so since we haven't potted in like a month, Brie, what have you been watching, listening to, reading, doing, eating, crashing out about, aside from TikTok and the state of the country?
Oh yeah. What have I been crashing out about? The Squid Game.
Yeah.
I watched that over. Well, it came out the day after Christmas, and for some reason, I wasn't gonna watch it. I was like, I'm not gonna watch that. And then I saw something, and I said, "Yep," and I loved it. And I hear I loved it.
Yeah.
And then I rewatched Hacks, which stays the best show. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Everybody
I
out
fear.
there.
No one's doing it like them.
And
People being like they're getting awards because like someone was like, Jean Smart's only get an award because she's like a legacy actor, and I'm like, have you fucking seen Hacks?
Have you literally seen it?
It's the best show of all time, and she's incredible in it.
Deserved.
They're not getting enough awards, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, where's Hannah's awards? But I rest my case.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep Jean Smart's name
out of your goddamn mouth.
Out of your goddamn mouth. She's a legend for a reason.
Exactly. Like, maybe if you watch the show, you would know.
What else? What did I read? I read Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors, which was really good, really well written. It's about 4 sisters. Well, one has passed away, but then it's 3 sisters like moving their stuff out of like selling an apartment, and it's like their dynamic, and each of them are so different, but the way that it's beautiful, very well written. I would read it if I were you. Okay.
Noted.
That is one that stood out to me. And then, I'm starting my reading journey this year. Hopefully that goes well. Because right now it's not going well.
No.
It's not going as well as like last year I started out really well. Like, boom. And now, January's over.
Well.
And TikTok is back, so what you want me to read when I could be scrolling?
That's so funny.
I was like, I'm want to read so much, and then
Yeah.
it's like back.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? What the fuck else? What's even going on?
We started a show.
We started Traders, which is so fun.
So fun. We're only 2 episodes in, and we're debating on if we want to do a pod on it, just because I feel like reality TV is hard, because it's like, what do you talk about once everything's already kind of happened? So maybe we'll go live.
So maybe we'll just go fucking
we'll see.
We'll do a giveaway.
But we'll definitely be talking about it throughout the next month or so, however long it's on. But I've been thrilled. Yeah. It's thrilling.
Me and Megan went to Chili's.
Huge triple dipper for the first time. It was big. It was big. I had a great time. Cheese pull and everything. It's on my TikTok. Go follow.
Go follow.
Since we're still there. What was crazy was we were there last night when the band started happening, and 3 hours before we thought it would happen. So I was like, okay, this will be my last post. I'll have a couple hours to see if people will watch it. And as soon as we post, because we posted on unseriesous too, it immediately shut down right after. Like, the app was being so slow and glitchy, so I was like, oh, this is weird. I guess it's getting ready, or a million people are on right now because they're soaking it in. But then it like literally banned within minutes, and we crashed out.
I didn't even get to do my last school.
Yeah.
And then I crashed out, and then it came back.
And then we were like, just sadly on shorts and reels.
Don't worry, all my edits are still there.
Yeah.
Megan saved her edits.
I have like all my saved TikToks on my computer because I found out there's a Chrome extension you can use to get them. So I won't be losing them, but I'm probably going to add to it now that it's back. I was really mourning them for 12 hours, and now they're just all back. Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous. 2025 is so ridiculous right now. Do you have anything else?
I don't think so. I'm probably missing something, but I don't know.
Reading. I finished my reading goal. I think the most solid I've ever finished it. I read all 12 books. One of them was the Taylor Swift Eras Tour coffee table book, but I read every word and cried on Christmas Day because I just love her, and just like the memories of being at the Eras Tour just made me emotional. And then I did read Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey.
Oh, she did read Wreck the Halls.
I did read Wreck the Halls as my final book. It was a Christmas book. I know everyone's been waiting so long to hear my thoughts on the Christmas book.
My Christmas book sucked.
Yeah, mine, it was fine. Like, I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. Like, I think a lot of people are like, this is the worst thing I've ever read. I've certainly read worse, aka that one book I read. It's a long time coming. I think it was weird. And I think it was just, it wasn't giving Christmas to the fullest ability. I really did like, it's like the cons were, it wasn't giving full Christmas. It was the, like, I don't want to give anything away because I think people should read it just to experience how weird. And I was telling Brie and Julie about this, like the weird like kink, I guess, that the guy had. And it was like he was like so traumatized and so embarrassed, and he's like, I can't tell her. This is too much for her. I can never be with her because of like all this weird stuff. And it's like, I'm not like, there can't be spice in a book, but like it was very strange to me. Not trying to kink shame, but I was like, I don't think I'm into this. It's like,
I don't think, what was the spice level? How many chilies? How many peppers?
It was quite a couple. Like, not as much. Like,
I saw a TikTok that was like, when it's a cartoon cover, and then you open it, like it's a cute little cartoon cover, and then you open it, it's like
it's more than Emily Henry, but I'm sure not as much as some other books get, because I know that's literally what people love. It was pretty in comparison to what I typically read, because like, again, I'm not like I won't read it, but that's not why I read books, as opposed to that's why some other people read romance books. Like, I need there to be a burn. I need there to be tension and banter.
I need it to take at least 17 years.
Yeah, I need it to be like a payoff. Like, there needs to be plot,
and there also needs to be other stuff.
Exactly, and that was one of my pros, because I liked the dynamic. It was about like 2 kids that were the children of famous musicians that had like their band had broken up. The 2 moms were in a band together, and I liked that storyline. Some of it was a little kooky, but like, I'm down for that. Like, I'm down for something that's a little silly. It was kooky, but then like his shit was spooky.
His shit was awfully spooky.
So I rated it a 3 because it felt pretty middle of the road, where I was like, there are things I liked, there are things I didn't, so what can you do? And I read it, and it counted toward my goal. So my goal is, I got Jim O'Hare's book, the Parks and Rec book, for Christmas. So I want to read that, but I struggle with nonfiction reading fast. So part of me also kind of just wants to reread Funny Story, because like that's a book I know I love, and I think would get me into reading again for the year. And I'm sure there's other books. I know Lynn Painter's sequel came out.
Yeah.
And I never read that, so I might read that. I do want to start ACOTAR, so who knows? It just depends on what I'm in the mood for. And I want to read one before the end of January, so I think I'll finish ACOTAR before the end of January.
Mm-hmm.
So I might have to do something a little easier for me. But I think this is going to be my fantasy year, because everyone in the world is like, you got to read these books.
Yeah.
So we shall see.
Dun dun.
But then Emily Henry book to look forward to, new Hunger Games book to look forward to. So I think there's going to be a lot of reading.
New Abby Jimenez book, too.
Oh, yeah. Much to look forward to. There's a new Carly...
New Taylor Jenkins Reid book.
Ooh.
Yeah, about...
I gotta read more of her books. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I want to read more of hers because I've read Daisy, but I want to read Carrie Soto and Seven Husbands, so that could also be my year for that. But the astronaut thing sounds cool.
I know. I was like, huh?
I like the different, like, they're not, I guess, genres, but like, what's the word? Maybe it is genre. Like
career. Like,
yeah. Like careers and like different.
Like different, like a lifestyle that you're not in.
Yeah.
Like reading about, I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, like the tennis player, Carrie Soto.
Right, and then they all sort of in like an Emily Henry way, they exist in the same universe, but aren't like directly connected. I love that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Carly Fortune has a new book, but it's like the other brother from her first book. I don't know if I'm into that.
I don't know if I'm into
Just give me a new romance. So I don't know if I'll read that. I did like her other three though, so maybe I will. I don't know. And then shows I rewatched. Like I said, Nobody Wants This. I rewatched Hacks as well, the third season. We finished Shrinking, but we'll obviously talk about that on its own pod. And did I rewatch anything else? I started Celebrity Jeopardy. No, Pop Culture Jeopardy. So me and Julia and Brie are gonna prep to go on there.
Yeah, I'm not prepped at all.
Okay, so me and Julia and Jade will go on there.
I'm going on the Squid Game.
The Mr. Beast game.
Yeah, no.
Cool. We've been watching Traders. I haven't really watched any new movies. My first movie of the year, I think, was Twilight.
I haven't watched my first movie of the year.
Whoa.
I know.
It's almost...
I haven't watched a single movie.
That's wild.
I think I'll go the whole year with it.
Your Letterboxd is nothing. My top Letterboxd actor of the year was Anna Kendrick because of Twilight and what's it called? Woman of the Hour. And she was in Jake Johnson's movie I watched last year, which was good. I liked that. And then I would proudly announce that I have a new hyperfixation. I started watching Daredevil.
Oh, no. But let's get this clear.
Oh.
She isn't watching the show.
It's like, what are you about to say?
She's just watching edits. No. She's just watching fan cams of the guy. Too sticky.
All three of the men. One of them hasn't even showed up yet. Okay, so I'm going to have to do a Daredevil podcast, I guess, by myself.
When we say by ourselves, I imagine us in the middle of the table.
It's like the Leslie Knope.
Like good news report.
Yeah. So I started watching Daredevil because my sister watched it a couple years ago. I've been meaning, but let's not get it twisted. I've been meaning to watch since it came out.
Her boots were not on the
My boots were like,
they were like
about to be, yeah, they were floating above the ground. No, I've been wanting, because I would watch, it was one of those shows where I'd see GIFs on Telmer and said, I gotta eat this shit up. But none of what I wanted to happen was happening through the GIFs, because I wanted the main character, Matt, to be with one of the women that he's not gonna be with. So I'm like, great. And if you want to talk about this offline, let me know, guys. I need someone to talk to about it. And I'm obsessed with Punisher and another character that they're not actually together, but the show is coming back in whatever shape or form. I'm still quite not sure how it works in connection to the original series. I think it takes place in the same universe, but I'm like, how is it all going to feed into each other with what's happened in the MCU? I don't know. I'm a little overwhelmed. But everyone that I get, 3 out of 4 of those characters, one of those couples I want to be together has potential. So I think it'll happen.
Maybe.
I'm having hope. But anyway, I am hyperfixating over it. I was watching edits, and then there were 12 hours where I couldn't, and now I'm back to watching edits. And I watched episode 3 of season 2 this morning, so I'm back. And I'm ready to fully...
Are you locked in?
I'm locked in. I was so locked in before we got back here, and then I had to go to work.
Yeah.
And then come home and lay down.
Yeah.
And that's the tea there. So, if anyone wants to talk about Daredevil, I'm hyperfixating on it. I'm hyperfixating on Matt Murdock and Frank Castle and the other guy from Heart of Dixie that I know is also a villain. But how am I to hate when they cast these actors.
I can't tell you my thing until we draft our men of the month.
Oh, me, Julie, and Bray draft men of the month.
Which
Doesn't really make sense.
Kinda interesting.
2 out of 3 of us aren't into men. But I really hold it down.
Yeah, sometimes I struggle, but don't worry, y'all. I have a man.
She has a man, but she won't say. I think it's obvious who mine will be.
I have a man.
Actually, I could go for a couple people.
Yeah, I'm lucky to have a man. Oh my god!
I'm looking at him and I'm like, I have too many men.
You're like struggling.
Like, wow.
So I'm like, oh my god, what do? I get nervous.
So stupid, it means nothing. Anyway.
January's over. No men January.
Should we just start in February?
Dry January. That's a crazy way to phrase that.
Okay, my last thing I was gonna say is I saw The Cursed Child play and it was very good, and Imogen Heap did the music. So Headlock has also been a hyperfixation, and it was crazy to hear that in the middle of the play. That's all I have to say.
And that's also my hyperfixation.
Yeah, it's so good. Headlock and sticky.
Yeah, and sticky and yummy.
And edible gummies. I'm feeling yummy.
Okay, let's get serious.
We gotta get serious. We only have
10 minutes.
I can't see. We have about 23 minutes to talk about Severance.
Okay.
So, I'm just gonna improv.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about Severance season 1. Because as you guys know, last week Severance came back and it's in full force like never before. They were in New York and everyone was staring at them at the Grand Central Station.
That was so cool.
So cool.
I
like
hyperfixated on that moment.
No, seriously, like I have been personally doing, Brie too, have been marketing the show on our backs.
Yeah, we've been holding this show down. No one would know about this show
if it wasn't for us. But now they're all coming in full force to get more and more people to watch it, and I've never been more thankful. I'm like, love that this is what everyone's banding together to watch. This is the new Succession Sunday, Severance Thursday, and no, it needs to be on Sunday because it's S. Severance Sunday. But I'm excited to hear everyone's theories and participate in the conversation and see all the edits and stuff. So Severance season 1 brings us to follow Mark Scout, who a few years ago, this poor diva, because a few years ago his wife died. And the grief was so immense that he couldn't go to work, he couldn't function as a human being, but thank God Lumen Industries introduced the Severance program in which you can get a brain procedure to sever your memories between work and personal life. So when you go to work, you're not thinking about your real life, and after work, you have no idea what you did at work. So it's basically like you have 2 personalities, your innie and your outie, if you will. So that's what Mark does. And in his innie form at Lumen, he's a macro data refiner. We don't know what the macro data they're refining is yet. We're gonna stick with talking about season 1 today. Irving thinks they're cutting swear words out of movies. Dylan thinks they are doing stuff in the deep sea.
Yeah.
So Mark works there with Dylan and Irving. They've been there for a while. Mark's been there, 3 years. And then their other coworker, PD, mysteriously is gone. Like he's fired, he leaves. We don't know. And then Helly comes in, and Helly does not want to be there.
Helly,
when you're an innie, like your life starts there, and you have memories to agree that you can function as a human, but you don't know like your life outside. And she thinks she's trapped there. She goes to drastic measures to try to get out, but her innie's like, her outie is like, you're not a real person. I am, and I'm telling you to stay. But eventually they start to figure out there's like conspiracies, like what the fuck are they actually doing down there? Helly is sort of like the ones that kind of inspire them to figure out what's going on. Mark has found messages from that PD has left behind, and that makes him more gung-ho to try to figure out what's going on. Irving falls for Christopher Walken, so when they take him, when that happens and they take Christopher Walken away, then you're like, let's burn this place to the ground. And then Dylan's just all about incentives and all that shit. He gets woken up in his home and realizes he has a son, and realizes they're keeping them away from like this real 3-dimensional life. So they're like, fuck this, let's revolt. And they come up with this coup to wake themselves up in the real world. Meanwhile, in the real world, Mr. Mark is still grieving his wife and lives a sad little life next to, you find out, the company head.
That's iconic.
Who is not severed, but she kind of lives like her two different lives, and you're like, what's actually, you really don't know anything about her, but she like infiltrates her way into his life, into his pregnant sister's life by being like her doula type of, well, I think the other woman's the doula, but she's just like another nurse to her, like, and has also the sister has a husband that's a freak. It's Devin and Rickon. Oh, and God. Rickon's like what's the word I'm looking for? A motivational kind of like speaker, author, and his book accidentally makes its way to Lumen, and they're all reading it and it's super so inspired. That's what's so funny. I'm like, I know Mark was so starstruck when he found out. Yeah. But Mark lives a sad little life, and then his sister has a baby and all these things, and Petey, he finds Petey. We're basically just doing the pod. I'm just like speaking out the entire show. I'm like, he meets Petey. Doesn't realize he works with him because he doesn't remember his work memories, but Petey is reintegrated. He's no longer severed to a degree that's not well executed. He's like dying in that he dies. But he gets like this external awareness that some weird shit's going on, so he's kind of like trying to figure that out, but also like trying to live his life. So long story short, they're severed.
So let's bring us back. We're severed,
and we don't really know why they would have this program if it wasn't to do some shady shit on the inside that no one knows about.
Yeah. And it's so shady.
It's so shady.
The Milchek.
Oh.
He's just so shady.
So yeah, there's basically the people you see at Lumen are the 4 macro data refiners, which are at this point Mark, Helly, Dylan, and Irving. And then Mr. Milchek is sort of like the assistant to Miss Cobell. Miss Cobell runs like the macro data refinement unit or whatever. Mm-hmm. And she reports to like a mysterious board that you never see, the Lumen board. And all this, don't even forget, the static, and like the meeting has ended. All of this is under Kier. Fucking praise Kier. Kier's the current CEO. Egan? No, wait. Kier's the founder. And Mr. Egan is the current CEO. Yeah. My bad. It's a lot of ominous figures. They serve Kier, but Egan is their current CEO. Mm-hmm. But praise Kier. And
but all hail Kier.
Milchek is like sort of like right under Cobell, and he's sort of like directly seeing them every day and then like bringing them gifts or giving them a jazz party and doing a little shimmy. And he is one of the most unsettling characters in TV history, but he does it so well.
No, he like, it's so good.
It's so
like,
good.
Crazy how unsettled I am by like a TV character.
No, and like his smile, and then like the way he talks.
And he's like gaslighting them.
When he was standing, I was about to start talking about season 2. Okay, sorry. Anyway, he's such like a good villain because you also just like don't really know what's going on, and that's what I think is so good about the whole show, is that like it does such a good job of like freaking you out, like in like the way the characters talk and like the music and the lighting and like just mostly like the way the characters act, like Cobell and Milchek, where like you don't know what they're talking about, why they're talking about it, all this stuff, but you know it's fucking freaky. And the one scene where Mark is like, do you want the door open or closed? Both.
Both.
Like, what?
What does that mean?
And they're like gaslighting them down there when she throws the thing at him, and then she's like, I did that because I knew you could handle it. Oh, bitch.
And
that's manipulation.
The Audi Mark doesn't even know.
He thinks he fell.
Yeah.
They give him a gift card.
To that one. Yeah, the same place.
So funny. I remember first watching this show, and it's one of those shows where, especially if you're like telling people to watch it, you really got to make sure they lock in, because you're not going to know what's going on. You're going to be like, what is happening? Nothing makes sense. There's really nothing happening. But it's at the same time, everything's happening.
So fun to watch it all and then watch it again with knowing the whole thing.
So that's the other thing I did. I rewatched it with my mom.
Yeah.
And it's so cool watching it with like the knowledge of the some of the twists that you get, because obviously a lot of it we still don't know even going into season 2, but you get like a crumb or two, and then rewatching it with that knowledge and you're like, oh yeah, so good. and like picking up on all the things.
So
What else happened in the
good.
first episode?
Mark crying in his car before going to work.
I'm so sad. And then them thinking like he was like what they say, he was like allergic to elevators or something, because every time he'd
Yeah.
come in he'd
He
be
was
like emotional, but
crying.
he has no idea why,
Yeah.
because he doesn't
And
know
at
his
first
real
I
life.
didn't know why.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
Yeah. The board won't be contributing to this meeting vocally. Oh, there's so many good lines. I just wrote down a bunch of lines from the first one when they tell him Petey's leaving, Mark.
Yeah.
And Milchick goes, "I'm sorry, Mark. You were one of my favorite office friendships." Everything is so goofy, but also so creepy. And then there's another line I was gonna say. Oh, I meant gift card for the head trauma goes crazy. I also started picking up on, in the first 2 episodes, when you see Helly going into her procedure, they're talking about Mr. Egan's favorite breakfast, which is 3 raw eggs. And that's one of the questions they ask you when you wake up, because they're trying to make sure that you can't remember everything, but you remember enough that you can like function as a human being. So I don't remember what all the questions were, but hers were unknown, unknown, Delaware, unknown, unknown, which is a perfect score. So they don't want you to know your mother's name or your eye color or whatever the questions were about them. They don't want you to know. I think they purposely said to her, like, remember Mr. Egan's favorite breakfast, 3 raw eggs, right before she goes into the surgery, because then it should be something she should remember.
Yeah, and then
but
they ask her and she doesn't.
It doesn't. I was like,
and
oh.
she's just freaking the fuck out.
Yeah. She also throws something at Mark. Poor Mark.
Deserve. Just kidding.
What was also crazy was that in the first episode he's leaving and he almost hits her.
Yeah.
And that's so, like, I'm so excited to see more of Audi Helly, and obviously we can talk about that twist like specifically in a second, but just in general of like what she was thinking in that moment, in all the moments. Oh my god. But
because they're so different.
So different. The other 2 big things. I think one of my favorite parts of the show, and I want more of it, is Devin and Mark's relationship, the siblings.
Oh yeah.
That's just what I wrote. I love siblings, and then when they're trying to get him to stay the night, and then it just jump cuts to him in the race car bed.
Yeah.
They have the 3 bed. Everything that's so eccentric about Devin and Rickon fucking cracks me up. They're like, we have 3 beds, so the child can decide when to move on.
The first like when they're there with all the friends.
Yeah.
Like, everything that was being said, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. And it's another one of those things where it's like you can like, it's so much easier to sit with it after you've already seen it.
Yeah.
You get like the eccentricities and what's going on with like the severance program. But like they're also so fucking rude to him.
No, literally, they're like rude.
Like they're not even quirky. Like they're just
fucking mean.
They can't fucking read the room.
That's so funny.
And then the other 2 things that really big happened in the first episode was Mark finding him at the diner with his little gift card. And him approaching Mark by going, "Hi kids, what's for dinner?" Oh, that's such a, when I was rewatching it and Irving said it for the first time, I was like,
"Hi kids,
what's for dinner?" And when he says it before they go on their mission, time to find out what's for dinner. Oh, I love it so much.
I love it.
Me too, he's the best. But I like another line I wrote was Mark going, "So we're friends," and Petey goes, "I'm your best friend. You're my very good friend."
You're my very good friend.
And the other thing was the Cobell reveal, when you find out that Cobell is his neighbor, and she does this like monologue in the office where she's like, "My mother was an atheist," and like blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
But then she gives Mark in real life the same conversation, but she's like, my mother was a Catholic. Yeah. I'm like, I need to know every single thing about her and why she's doing this, but like also why is she like close to Mark? And jumping briefly to the end, she almost seems like she's gonna start siding with him.
I know. I hope that happens.
Yeah, it'd be so good.
Like her character is so like evil and weird, but she's so interesting.
And like firing her, because that's what they had done right at the end of the first season, is honestly so stupid. She's like destroying the shrine.
Yeah.
It's like, this woman knows so much about your company. She's such a liability. If you fire her, what if she is a whistleblower too.
Yeah.
Like, it's so risky. So, like, but there's got to be more to it. Like, she has to have some sort of other tie to it for her not to want to say anything.
And yeah, her starting to help, like she was helping them.
Yeah.
At the end.
But then she kidnaps it. Well, she thinks she kidnaps the baby for a second. And then goes to try to stop Helly, but then doesn't. So I don't know.
Did you see the Mark and Cobell? Girl, so confused.
Yes. Sometimes I think you might hate me, and it's her throwing it at him.
That's the perfect
It's so them because I don't know. But it's so good. Too good. The second episode, you see Helly's procedure. Like I said, I like the I couldn't remember how fast it happened, but the scene where Helly keeps leaving and coming right back, and it doesn't make sense to you right away. But it's because like she becomes her outie when she comes out the door,
makes her go
back in, and you don't realize all this shit about her outie yet, and it's just like Milchek being like, "She go back in."
Oh my God, it makes me so sad.
So sad. Like quitting. I wrote quitting ends your life is wild because it's like you only exist in this form. So if you quit, then this version of you dies.
Yeah.
So that's why like when Bert leaves early, like later, it was really fucking with me the second time. Like it was basically like a funeral.
Yeah.
Not a retirement party. They were having a fucking funeral for Bert.
Literally. That's so fucked up. Yeah, the person just is gone.
Wild. Like it was like I was thinking about it probably more than I was. It's like the Good Place type of shit where you're just like thinking existentially a little bit. And I was like, oh my God.
And then Helly literally also trying to.
Yeah. Helly going to that extreme.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
And her outie like, you have to stay.
Yeah.
Or if she tried to cut off her finger.
Yeah.
If you cut off her.
The length she goes and like, so, it's crazy when you find out the shit about her. I also wrote theme song fucks.
Good. Wait, what?
Theme song fucks.
No, it's so good.
So good. My mom, I guess my family are theme song skippers.
Mm-mm.
Red flag.
Red flag.
I love a theme song, even if it's like you're binging it and you've seen it multiple times.
And
no.
these days you're lucky to get a theme
exactly.
song, so
you don't even know.
You don't skip it.
No. So my mom goes, "Do you skip this?" I went, "No."
No.
So.
Of course not. It's big. And it's like cool visuals. Too.
I love it because it's like you're trying to figure out what it means. And like I started picking up that the black goo is the paint.
Yeah. Like
when Irving is having his like he's falling asleep and stuff. You're like, what the fuck is the goo? And it's the paintings that he's making as his outie. The second episode is the reveal of wellness with Miss Casey. And I love the wellness scene. It's so eerie. It's so creepy, but it's also so relaxing. People have started making like ASMR videos like it. And I'm like, fuck yeah. It's exactly for me. Please try to enjoy each fact equally.
5 points or whatever the points.
Did I write that down?
It's so funny. She gets pissed, but she's also still talking so relaxed.
I'm sorry. Please try to enjoy each fact equally and not show preference over the others. Yeah, if you do it again, this wellness session immediately ends. So good.
She must be so fucked up.
So fucked up. So that's the tea. Should we just say the tea with Miss Casey? Miss Casey being Mark's wife.
That's like so crazy. That's like the best reveal ever.
It's so good because well, especially rewatching it, you pick up on all these things where Cobell is like really interested in watching the wellness section that Mark has with her, and like having her shadow them for a day, and like she's like, they're like, it's weird that you're doing this, but you don't know why the first time you're watching it. And then like the way they pass each other in the hallway after the break room or before he goes to the break room. And then also in I think his wellness episode, his outie goes to that tree where she supposedly had that car accident, and that's what he sculpts out of clay. Was a tree, right?
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, and like he's severed because he thinks his wife is dead, and his wife is just alive.
And like that's what's the fun part of like finding out. Oh, I was gonna say the reveal of it's so good of him freaking out, ripping up the picture, but he's slowly taping it back together and doing the wellness. Like, my wife enjoys this. My wife does this. And I enjoy everything about her equally. Now I have goosebumps right now. And then boom, reveal it's Miss Casey. And it's just like opens up so many questions. Did she willingly do it? Did they kidnap her? Like, what did they do?
How did she get there?
Or is she like, did they find out this woman crashed in a car and then take her body and use her for some fucking experiment.
Because she seems like extra fucked up.
No, extra severed.
Yeah, no, literally, like a little too severed.
Severance on crack.
Like a robot.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't wait.
But then when she has to follow Helly for wellness, and then she's like, I had a great day. Like,
she's like, those are the best
I'm
8 hours of my life.
Like,
she's like, I've been alive for 100 hours or whatever, and my favorite part of my life has been the 8 hours I spent with you guys. I'm freaking out. And Cobell asking Mark, like, do you ever see her? Do you ever think you see her? You're like, what? God. And it's crazy the way that, like, at least for me and you, like, it was a shock when we found out, because none of that clicks for you when you're watching. Like, why are they asking? Why do they care so much? Because you're like, there's no way. And Miss Casey doesn't pop up enough for you to, like, think she's as significant as she is.
I remember when they first revealed that, I was like, what? Because, like, they don't show you her that much, and you don't lock in on the things unless you know what's going on. Like, I didn't know what was going on at first.
Exactly.
That's why I think everyone should watch it twice. Honestly.
Yeah. It's so, honestly, like, I'm glad I, like, rewatched, because it's been so long since it came out, but it was just also just twice as satisfying.
Yeah, it was, like, even better the second time.
Yeah. I love it. That's so
good. That's
so good.
Television.
Like, that's when I was like, this is kind of the greatest show ever.
This is literally. And
then it only became even better in the finale, but we'll get to that. In the second episode, you meet Bert. Irving meets Bert.
Oh, Bert.
And love them. Like, it's like, wow.
It's so, like,
it's so pure.
And, like, Irving really, like, wants to follow the rules, but then he starts breaking the rules for Bert.
It's so sweet when Bert's locked in that room.
Oh my god.
Or, like, doesn't Dylan lock him in the room? It's so funny. He's so anti.
Wait, they make me so sad.
They make me so sad. Dylan's like, you sweet on this guy? Well, he immediately, that's another, like, conspiracy of, like, the fake paintings and this fake lore that everyone has about, like, where does Bert work? What's it called? The design.
It's like design department.
Yeah. And, like, they think they had an uprising, but it's really the macro data refiners that are uprising. So they're like they're printing out fake pictures to, like, turn them against each other.
They're, like, beefing with each other.
But, like, for no reason. It's really the company.
No one knows what they fucking do.
But as soon as Dylan finds out that he met him, he's like, Bert's a fuck. Bert is not a fuck. I love that line. So good. Yeah, love it. No notes. They're so sweet. And honestly, also one of the most devastating parts of the show. Because to jump ahead, so that's the first time you see Wellness is Irving's having wellness, and, like, he has all his facts. And one of them being he enjoys the sound of radar.
And
the name of his dog.
Oh.
And he just lives this. We don't know enough about him fully, but he basically just lives this lonely life with him and his dog, and he just paints and takes his dog.
With Audi Irving.
I need to know more. I cannot wait to know more.
He's so cool.
Yeah.
The jeans he was wearing. He's like artsy.
I think it's crazy that when Irving becomes his Audi, it has to drive, and this man's probably he's never driven because he's an innie. But it's everything, like, and the finest details are so satisfying. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
But then, like, so Bert retires, but, like, it's clearly, like, a forced retirement because of, like, all the shady shit they're doing. So they're like, our goal when we like go to the outside world is to tell someone so we can expose this. But Irving's like, I just want to find Bert. And it's, like, crazy. Like, I need to know more about Irving because Irving has all those maps with people's names on them.
I know. I was like, why? Why does he have Bert's circle?
Yeah.
Like, why would you have that?
What is the Audi doing?
Yeah.
Because it's clearly, like, it's not like he's in love with him too. Like, he must be trying to also research Lumen related things.
Yeah.
Because he has, like, all that contact information, and just, like, one of the people happened to be Bert. So he's like, okay, I'll go to Bert's house, but Bert has, like, a husband or something.
Has a family.
And the way his, like, episode ends is him banging on the door yelling Bert. It's awful.
Oh my god. Bert's retirement party made me, like,
physically ill.
Physically ill. Like, I was crying.
Yeah.
I was like, this is, like, sick.
Like I said, it was making me have an existential crisis.
No,
it's like not a retirement party. It's the end of his fucking life. For now, maybe.
And on the video, he was so like his Audi, like him watching his Audi, and he was so happy.
Yeah.
Oh, it made me kind of physically ill.
Uh huh.
Oh, and Irving knew what was gonna happen. So he was smug motherfucker.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The radicalization of Irving.
Oh, it was bad.
So good. Love it. Helly learning the numbers. Still got to know what the fuck is going on there.
Irving, like, yes.
They're scary.
They're scary.
They start becoming a family basically at that moment.
They're found family.
I think tragically Petey bites it, but he's like the only person to be reintegrated, and you find out that like doctor who quit Lumen can start to reintegrate. So that's, who knows what the end game is for the show, but I'd be very curious to see if anyone else tries to do that. And like how they merge, especially with knowing the characters, like what would Mark S think if he had Mark Scout's feelings and all the things, especially with the drama with Gemma and now whatever his relationship is with Helly. Like there's so much about reintegration, but they clearly didn't do a good job because fucking PD fucking dies.
Oh my god, this
PD's so ill.
Yeah.
But I thought one of the coolest things in the show is so well shot and well made in all the ways, but one of my favorite parts of that in season 1 was like the way it transitioned in his memory of like he thinks he's talking to Mark, but then it transitioned to him thinking he's at Lumen, and the way that scene was shot.
Yeah.
Was so good. So good. They better get their Emmys this year.
Oh, it was so creepy. And then,
so creepy.
The girl, who's the girl who did it?
I forget her name. Did I write it down?
Really creeped me out. And then she like knocks out the guy.
The security guy.
Yeah.
He was scary too.
And Mark's like, what the hell?
She like fully brutally murders him.
Yeah.
Do I have her name written down?
And she knows something. She knows a lot.
Yeah.
I forget what her name was. But I remember when watching that the first time, I was really confused. But now
it makes so much more sense.
It made like so much more sense. But like I remember just like being like, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember her name, but like she's still out there.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see. Because like I'm trying not to talk about season 2. There's only one episode out. But I'm like I keep thinking about season 2. But yeah, reintegration being a possibility, and like Lumen being so against it, like they're like it's not possible, and like Cobell is like literally it is, like we have proof, like Petey, and like her drilling into his head at the funeral.
Oh my god, she's insane. And it's playing that song.
Yeah.
She's just like, I'm like, okay, how do they not hear this?
I did really like that scene, even though it was so eerie. Like you literally don't know what to think of her. Wait, I'm reading my notes. This is crazy. I said, Mark losing his wife in a car accident. Severance is literally shrinking. If Jimmy didn't have a daughter and went so far off the deep end, and Liz and Derek would let them stay in their son's race car bed.
So true.
Or is Liz Miss Cobell? I'm trying to remember my thought process. I like must have had like a big moment of realization. I'm like, is Liz Miss Cobell?
Liz is Miss Cobell.
That's so funny. Imagine if Jimmy on Shrinking freaked out so much he was severed. I see the similarities. Something I think is interesting is like I need to see Mark week 1 of Severance, because like him knowing every detail about like you can't write on your arms, you can't swallow it, like the messages Helly's trying to get out.
He was probably doing all of that.
I was like, he knows a little too much about this.
Yeah.
But it's like, especially with like how he acts now, and he's just like all like silly, goofy kind of before he starts like getting involved in all this stuff. It's like, where did he start? What the fuck did they do to him to get to the point that he's at now? I'm so interested to know early days. Honestly, early days, all of them. Like, what were they all like when they first got there? Because like anyone would freak out, and obviously like Helly was going to extremes that no one probably had before, because they had like no protocol for like to prevent her from like doing self-harm. But like I want to see Mark and Dylan and Irving day 1.
Yeah.
So
they're
interested.
Definitely like the break room thing, like
it trains them basically.
And Helly had to like repeat it a billion times.
Psychological torture.
Literally. Oh my god.
Yeah.
They have no HR.
And then like honestly, like it's very Irving, especially because just how fascinated and like dedicated he is to all this. I have like the Egan bingo thing, and he gets so pissed that they're not respecting the tour to the wing. That wing is fucking creepy too. And the house and like Kier's bed. Oh that's so creepy.
In it.
I was trying to remember when that happened, and he purposely does it so he can get to the room. Genius. They're so genius. But like it's weird that that's what the waffle party is.
And the Kier head, like putting it on.
That's so fucking freaky.
I'm like, what's going on?
It's like, okay, waffle party.
These are some weird perks.
Crazy. Another thing was, I know we already talked about, Helly tries to take her own life by hanging herself. And right before she does that, Mark goes, it seems like you're getting the hang of things here. I went, because I knew what was about to happen. I was like, so gagged. Like, oh, this whole show, every tiny thing about the show, I'm always like, jaw drop. Oh, I was also more aware and like conscious, because I think it was just like when you're watching for the first time, you're trying to figure so much out, but once you already know stuff, you can focus on the other stuff. The other woman that's pregnant there is the senator's wife, and that was all making sense. And then her showing up again, and the fact that she'll just sever herself so she doesn't have to experience childbirth.
Yeah, severing herself
and probably any pain that comes with it. But her childbirth Annie, has a whole different life with that baby, like a different name picked out for the baby. And like, I'm so fascinated by like severance in like a real world setting. What the fuck?
I need more. Yeah,
I need to know what that like woman. I don't know. That's insane. Does she realize she's being severed? Like, does she wake up and go, "This is my normal life, and I'm pregnant," and then she goes to sleep and like has no recollection that she'll ever never like crazy shit. Crazy shit. I know Devin's gonna break this case.
There's so many layers to.
Yeah. Oh, I wrote Miss Casey telling Irving where Bert was T. Like she was helping.
Ally.
Oh my god, I'm everything about Miss Casey / Gemma. I need to know what the fuck is going on. Dylan going, I'd end my life too if I had no finger traps.
Yeah. Everything he said. Wait, when he was like, what was it? How's Miss Casey? I mean, I'm over her, but I still. It's like everything he said.
Dylan is so funny, and I love that. Like, he is like the comedic relief. Like, they all kind of have a moment where they say something funny, but like, Dylan is clearly the person that's the comedic relief. But I feel like they, on certain shows, they do such a good job about like giving that character just as much, like, if not more trouble. Like, him being the one to experience seeing his son and knowing that, and him being that much more dedicated to figuring the shit out.
And he's like serving at the end with the like doing the waffle party and then like holding the door. Like, he's doing the work.
I love him. I love him. And I love all of them when they're all doing their cunty walk down the hallway. That's a fucking macro data refinement family. I love them.
So small, but
you're crazy. I love watching all the edits of them. Oh, I'm obsessed.
Those damn hallways.
Love it. A moment for Defiant Jazz.
Yes.
That scene is very unsettling, but also so fun to me. And then Dylan. Like, it's so good. It was such a good like build up to him snapping and like Milchek getting up in his face, a fucking freak. I love it. The idea that Bert went to the break room fucks me up.
Oh no.
I know. This is that episode that Defiant Jazz is the episode where you find out about Gemma at the end. So good. And then the last two episodes are the best because it's when they're prepping to do the mission. I went waffle party, so Leslie, no, before you figure out what it really is. Miss Casey fired. Cobell fired. Them going page 197 slaps. Okay, kids, let's find out what's for dinner. That's when Cobell was crashing out. And then
I had Miss Kobo crashing out. Because she was literally crashing
No,
out.
truly,
The
definition of crash out. And then like he invites her to like the reading, and that was really sweet. And I was like, oh my god, she's gonna be on their side. She's gonna be on their side. And then she wasn't, but also jury's still out.
But also, yeah, who knows?
We don't know because she's still fired, as far as we know. Yeah. But episode 9, I was like, this is television. And like 8 ending with like all of them waking up, and you just see flashes of them, and you have no idea what the fuck is about to go down with Helly. But it's so satisfying. We already kind of talked about Irving, and he's slowly discovering like the dog, and he was in the army, or his dad was in the army, right? Yeah. Something like that. And then the research he's doing, and he has all the contact information for employees he knows works at Lumen, so that's why he was able to find Bert. But Mark wakes up, sees his sister with the baby, and he goes, how's our baby?
That, like, God. How's our baby?
Because
he's just so confused.
Wait, I forgot to mention, before they even go out, Helly being like, just in case.
Yeah.
The kiss, which obviously comes back in season 2 already.
Like, you're easy to pretend to
care about. Oh, when they're giving each other eye contact. they're giving. Like, I get that some people aren't into it and everyone has the right to their opinion, and this show is so much more than romance. Like, I'm not watching the show at all for romance, but they give.
Yeah, they give.
Even if it's like in a little bit, and I think season 2 has so much potential to really fuck around with that.
I know.
Oh my god.
Just like...
and the knowledge that Gemma still exists.
I know, because
and the Annie and Audi dynamic, like them being like, what if we go up there and we find out we have spouses? What if our spouses are each other? But like, regardless of the specific situation, they mentioned it earlier. Like, what if you have a girlfriend in there or a girlfriend out there? Like, you're living two totally different lives. You're not technically cheating because you don't know anything about your other life.
You have 2 different lives. Yeah.
But that's what makes me think like this is such a small part of it. But if they reintegrate. And he's full, like his Annie's in love with Helly, and his Audi's in love with his wife that's still alive. What do you do?
Both.
It's like romance isn't important, but it is such an interesting element to this. Same thing with Bert. Like he doesn't know that he fell in love with Irving on the inside, but has his partner on the outside. Like,
and you could be just as like, I mean, because you're 2 different people, personalities, so like you could be just as in love with both of those people. But then if you get
what happens?
What happens?
I think this is just thruple.
I think they all just have
sticky.
Sticky. I think this is what it's saying.
And they not getting too much in season 2, but they do mention thruple.
Yeah. Because like I'm obsessed with both of like the idea of Mark being with Kelly and like Miss Kate, Gemma. Yeah. But like I just like, because the way he talks about Gemma like out.
It's like there are people fighting about it on Twitter, and it like annoys me because like I'm in the camp where I'm eating up both, and it's gonna be messy as hell.
Like, both,
but I'm having like look at me having the most fun because I'm not fighting because I'm into both.
Because there's no clear answer. Like it's complicated.
So interesting
because they're 2 different.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
It's so good.
So good. I'm so excited. But yeah, him waking up and thinking his sister is baby is his sent me to the moon. And then seeing Cobell, and he doesn't realize it's not Cobell, so by calling her Cobell, she realizes that was a slay. I know he had to have been starstruck when he found out Rickon was his brother-in-law. And I couldn't remember fully how it all came out, but he has plenty of time. He does tell Devin everything. And then asked about the wife. The funniest part was when the baby is missing. Not that the baby's missing, but when the friend finds it. It's like, I did it! I found her all by myself, as if Mark didn't open the door. I wrote, I need Adam Scott to get an Emmy, Jesus Christ. Because like playing both of them, crazy. But obviously, like, I think what really cemented the show for me as like an all-timer was the ending, and they're all about to fuck some shit up. Milchek is like Milchek running is scary. Like
he was running so fast in the last one, and then it's like locked.
So good. And then like everything's about to happen right at the last second. Him going, she's alive.
That gave me goosebumps. Like my whole body.
I have goosebumps now again.
My whole body was like,
so good. When we watched it for the first time in 2022, we were watching it like all the episodes had basically come out, I think, and we then watched them all. And the night we were like, we're finishing this tonight, Apple was down. Like, we went on Twitter and we're like, Apple's down. So I had to find them, like, legally. So we could fucking watch it because we're like, we're not waiting. And it was so right because 8 and 9 were so good.
They were the best.
Thank God we could watch it. I mean, we would watch it eventually, but we were like, we're watching it now.
Yeah.
So that was amazing. But the big gag of the century.
The gag of the gag.
Helly isn't Helly R. Her name is Helena Egan. The daughter or granddaughter of that motherfucker.
That's crazy.
And she purposely became like an innie to like prove to the world that Severance was good. And her whole life she'd been raised to believe in this. And she's like, I'm gonna prove it. But literally everything her innie is doing is to try to kill herself to get out of there.
Waking up around all that, like discovering that, and her looking in the mirror, being like, "Wait, I am like the problem."
Yeah, she's like, it's my fault that all this is fucking happening. And like seeing Natalie and seeing the senator and his wife, and it's like oh my god. And then she's about to do a fucking Apple keynote speech.
Yeah.
All the pictures that Milchek had been taking.
I think it's so cool that her like Annie is the most passionate about getting out.
Yeah.
Like when her outie is like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just like
it also
so interesting.
It also just kind of simply shows like the way you can be like brainwashed.
Yeah.
Because like her outie had the information she had, like
from her family.
Like of course she's gonna believe in this, but then you completely erase that, give her like the opportunity.
And you put her in there to like experience what it
Yeah.
actually
And
is.
a human being naturally figuring out it's fucking wrong
And she's so
without all the
against it.
propaganda. Ugh,
It like really like speaks.
it's so
It's
good.
so good.
So good. It's like one of the I feel like we're truly living TV history. That's what I keep telling people.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, everyone's got to get on this now. I'm glad we were basically, I would say we were pretty ground floor.
Yeah, we're on the
because
ground
we
floor.
watched it, like I had been wanting to watch it, and then we just waited until the episodes came out basically, and watched it as soon as it was out and locked in. And we've been waiting 3 years. Now everyone's jumping in. I'm excited. I love it.
Kill your company.
Let's burn this place to the ground. Oh, it's so good. Everything you've heard about Severance is a lie.
It's a lie.
Oh, I love her. And now the question is like what's going on in season 2? And obviously we won't say much, but
also still
Artie, what the
confused on
fuck?
what's going on.
Yeah. I'm excited. Like all the repercussions of them whistleblowing.
It's so good.
So good. I'm trying to go through my notes and see if there's any small
Wait,
things.
but them talking about wanting to like the Kier children cult, like don't they want to like I don't know, they want to do something so twisted, like they wanted to sever like kids or something.
Yeah, well maybe they did with the
Yeah,
Miss Huang.
I'm like, this is
I don't know. It's crazy. I'm looking through. No trust fall today, Irv. Who did that? Like he stands, he like does something and like he prepares to trust fall, and Irving or Milchick's like, no. It's like, what is going on in this company?
What is this company? I also think that melon isn't getting any tastier. Music starts playing at that. Like this is so unsettling. It's so funny.
Also, I said something like they purposely keep the departments apart, but they make Irving go to wellness knowing full well Bert was in there.
I know.
So
what were they trying to do?
They made them meet. So what did that mean?
And did they know he was gay?
They know they were gonna fall in love.
That they were gonna fall in love.
I went all caps. They don't like them meeting other departments, but let Irving go into wellness room knowing Christopher Walken was gonna walk out.
Knowing damn sure that.
Yeah. I also wrote Lumen vending machines, kind of cunt.
I don't want to go. To
hi kids. And then after wellness, he goes, "Hi kids, how was dinner?" What I just did was something I knew you could handle and grow from. That's what she said. I went after she throws the mug at him, manipulator. 1,072 times Helly recited the apology.
That's fucked up.
Crazy.
Oh, and how fucked up she was after that. Like how
yeah.
Like if you're doing that all the time.
Yeah. The work is mysterious and important. Also, like the subplot of Mark dating that woman and then like yelling at the kids that were protesting, and then they get back together and he takes her to the concert.
The rock, yeah.
And June is like, "Fuck Lumen," like, and him singing the song.
Yes. Wait, how'd the song go?
I hate you, Lumen. Where was it? Did I write
it written down?
Okay.
I don't know where.
O&D, optics and design. That's what Irving does.
I don't know.
Do you know how to make your eyes kind?
Oh wait, when they're looking at the pictures of the teeth, and then Helly's like, "So what are we, like a dental company?" Yeah. They're all smiling. Wait,
and then Dylan comes in. He's like, "Oh, they took my favorite girl away." It's like so unserious sometimes. Core 4 walking to O&D, can't.
Wait, I said, "Who won't you go to the break room for?" That's what Milchick says to Mark. I said, "Clock his teeth." Mark's just doing everything.
I love him so much.
Fuck you, Lumen. I hate you, Lumen.
There you go.
It's never enough.
Yeah.
Like, yes. Like, why are they here right now?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's everything I said. Wow. Wild. Baby napped, but also not.
When Cobell was laughing, like, with Mark, and they were laughing for, like, 12 minutes. It's so funny.
It's just cutting to them laughing, yeah.
Obsessed.
I also like when Milchick is trying to get Dylan in the last episode because he's walked in the room, and he's like, "I'll get you a coffee cozy literally right now, Dylan." He's like, "Want me to get you a coffee cozy? I'll get you one right now." Oh, it's actually the best show of all time. It's like has the right amount of like humor for like such a serious show, and then like intrigue and mystery, and just like the best acting you've ever seen in your life, and the best cinematography you've ever seen in your life. Wow.
Well,
I'm
no, literally, it's like Cinnamon.
Cinnamon. And I'm so glad it's back. I'm so glad to watch every week. And we'll see you guys, I guess, in March. It ends around your birthday.
My birthday.
Birthday.
Oh no.
Okay, well, honestly, we don't have much time for anything else. We'd be yapping. So really quick, favorite character?
Helly Irving.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, them. Honestly, all the back rotator finders,
Yeah.
but also I'll give a shout out to Devin because she slays.
Yeah.
Least.
Milchek.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Even
think.
though I mean, the actor, great.
No, love him.
Acts
Define
down
Jazz.
and like cracks me up.
Yeah, but he's creepy
he's
as
just
fuck.
Really...
I think favorite moments, just all the reveals, the Gemma reveal, the she's alive reveal, the Helly reveal.
Oh, the Helly reveal is just like top tier everything.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And
just like any of the when they're core 4 and they all hug after the Define Jazz attack. Oh, I love them. And kids, let's find out what's Vanilla. Least favorite, anytime they're fucking depressed. Bert banging on the door, or sorry, Irving banging on the door for Bert.
Helly really got me in the first like when she's really like, well, obviously in 4 when she, but like she's just really going through it.
And that was the other thing, like when the other thing that Milchek, he was talking about the coffee cozy, but he was like, "What if I told you had 2 more kids and a wife or whatever?"
Like trying to.
They're manipulating my family.
Yeah. What else?
Yeah, it's all flawless. It's just when anything is sad, it's sad.
It's sad.
Yeah.
But it's like good.
And would you recommend it?
No.
Gatekeep. No. Gaslight Gatekeep Girl Boss.
I recommend watching it twice.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Get on it.
Yeah.
You got a lot of work to do.
You have a lot to do.
And then on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most unseriesous a show could be, what would you rate it? Like a 2 or a 3. It's like we think about The Last of Us. The Last of Us is really dark.
Yeah.
So maybe like 3. So I feel like that's what we did The Last of Us. I feel like it's 3 or 3.5.
Okay,
maybe.
3.
Yeah.
It's pretty. I don't know. It's like so funny, but like also like.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying 3.5.
3.5.
Okay, do we really fast take a quiz? Okay. Sorry, I'm on TikTok.
Oh no!
Oops.
Sorry, I'm on TikTok. Thank God I came back.
Thank God. I just heard scrolling. Okay, we're doing a quiz on You Quiz for which character you are. There are 16 questions. We're going to do this at the speed of light to find out which Severance character we are. For any reason, no judgment, and considering you didn't know what really happened inside, would you get severed? Yes.
Honestly, yes.
For the experience, for the gram.
Yes. For the gram.
Okay, pick a snack from the vending machines. I'm picking peanuts.
I'm picking raisins.
Of course. Refining data, yes, but what data? Which is your lead theory? I'm gonna say
I'm gonna say moderating media.
Moderating media. I'm gonna say DNA manipulation. Those corridors are a labyrinth.
I'm gonna say suffocating.
Oh, how would you try to bypass the elevator code detector? None of them work. I would sorry. I would no. I'm gonna do this writing on different parts of the body.
I'm gonna say swallow.
There you go.
And they're poop.
You're outie.
You're outie.
Loves to play games with others and is good at it.
Oh,
that's me. That's so me.
You're outie. Feeds the ducks at the pond.
Okay. Pick a word based on what is the most important to you. I'm gonna say family. And my friends are my family too. Well, not Brie.
What the hell? I'm gonna say happiness.
Okay. Pick one foodament. Wait, is this waffle party including the dance? And I went, I don't know. I kind of just want the waffles. I'm gonna say it.
I'm gonna say the Melon Party.
Okay, pick a genre of music. I have to pick Divine Jazz. What are the other options? For everyone that wants to know, the other options were body funk, effusive ska, hootin' tootin' country, maximized rhythms, playful punk, reckless disco, or thoughtful grunge.
Yeah, I could do Divine Jazz too.
Yeah, we have to. Pick a color. I'm picking purple.
I'm picking dark green.
Choose a picture. What the fuck are these?
What does this mean?
I want to pick the picture of the girl in the pizza freezer.
I'm gonna these are all.
Why are they holding goo?
I'm gonna do they're like on fire.
Yeah. A handshake is available upon request. You request it? Yes. I want the handshake touch starved.
I said, nah, don't touch me.
You're an innie. Which activity would you like to engage in? If you could. Question mark? Oh, comedy bar.
Are you saying that?
But there's also something creative. You're not sure. I'm doing comedy bar.
Okay. I won't do that. I'm gonna say swimming.
Yeah.
Feel the water.
That's so you. Pick an element. Well, we're both fire signs. I feel like we should both pick fire.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 more questions. Pick a room. We didn't even talk about the goats. What are the goats?
The goats are weird.
Gwendolyn Christie's gonna do with the goats.
Those poor baby goats.
We don't know. When they're like, they're not ready yet. For what?
They're not ready yet.
And Helly and Mark are like, we're not.
We're not in that department. I'm gonna do the plant room.
Okay, I'm doing wellness. Okay, last, just because I'm curious, who's your fave? Fuck.
I'm doing Helly.
Okay, I'll do Mark. My Adam. Okay. Who'd you get?
Miss Casey.
Oh! I got Mark.
Here we fucking go again.
Of course, new Halloween costume just dropped. I did want to be Helly. Maybe I'll be Helly this year.
Miss Casey.
There you go.
There you go.
You want a happy and peaceful life, but have trouble finding it. Not necessarily by your fault. You take on the thing that comes at you with resilience. You're generous, but also tired. That is actually so true.
But also tired.
That got me.
Life has not been easy on you. You crave for change and connection. Do not worry. Your suffering will come to an end. The first step to it might be to let the mask fall and embrace all your facets of yourself. It's deep.
Hell yeah.
Miss Casey.
Woo! It's hard to find out what's for dinner.
Oh, I love Miss Casey.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Oh, I can't even talk about season 2.
I know, because if you know how the first episode ends, what the fuck?
I was like, somebody like analyzed it, and
yeah,
and then I didn't get all that because she was serving face.
Because
I only noticed that she was serving face.
Wait, you want to hear tea? The Bellark Renaissance is among us. This is not going to sound related. But Miss Casey, that's how I know her, because she was on The 100.
Oh, that's why my dad knows her.
Oh, really?
I was showing my dad the show, and like there was a picture of her in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
She's like, he was like, I know her. What's she from?
Yeah, she slayed the house down boots on The 100. Loved her. She's only on like the first season or so, I think. But that's when I watched the show. I was like, wait, she was on The 100. Yeah, well, thank you guys for watching. Let us know what you guys think of the mics. I know it's not the best quality, but if it's not awful, maybe we can use them more, and we can do travel pods. We can plug when it gets warmer.
We turn into a plug.
I think we should pod at Mr. Beef.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Mr. Beast.
Like, no.
No.
Never.
Yeah, at Mr. Beast. Or like, hey, and the people in there are like, what are you doing?
I think we could do like the ending part of it at the Beef, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't really want to eat it. Julia said she would.
Eat it.
Yeah, you can, I don't know, fries.
I get a fry and a Coke.
There you go.
Call it a day.
From Richie. Okay, well, that is all for now. We will be doing season 2 in March, I assume, and watching every week. So be sure to follow us, I guess, still on TikTok and Instagram. Maybe we'll post on Shorts.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get on Blue Sky.
Maybe we'll red note it up.
Yeah.
We're going to be on every app.
Yes, follow us everywhere. But for now,
she's alive.
She's alive. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do.
I'm going to kill your company.
Let's burn this place to the ground.
motherfucker.